So today's the 26th of May, and it looks like we might actually hit 100 grand for this first month, which is cool. So go us, go team. So over the weekend, I came to the revelation about the four levers of business and like how that is the lens at how I see business. At least you have throughput, which is how much shit you put in. You have capacity, which is how much shit you can handle. You have uh, the unit value, which is how much is that shit worth, and then you have efficiency, which is how well do you handle that shit. In no particular order, those are the variables, right? So you have a bunch of shit coming in, how much capacity you have to handle the shit, how well do you handle that shit, how much is that shit worth? That's business, and that's actually just systems in general. I want a backup napkin, razor or heuristic where I can just look at something and then understand what I need to do to address it. And one of which was this revelation of, okay, obviously in these last videos, it seems like I'm pretty anxious and there's a lot of stuff going on. And the fear that I had was justified. Like a month ago, legit, we thought like I was going to have to get a job or something, but now we're back. And now that I can see a little bit, I realize I don't want to create a cage for myself. Like the point of not having a corporate job is so that you don't build that same cage or that same version with whatever you're building. I was thinking about booking this vacation for my wife. Something I promised her a long time ago. I was like, hey, if I get this sale, it's kind of a joke. We'll go to Hawaii or whatever. And then I got the sale, and then like time to do it, right? Time to pony up. In doing that, I just pictured like I just had this knee jerk reaction, which I used to have, which was, oh shit, we're gonna miss so much work, or I'm gonna be on the beach and so much stuff's gonna pile up. And I'm like, dude, how? Like I'm only at 100 a month. How do people running multi-million dollar companies handle anything? Are they just on vacation, just smiling and then just have a fire in their head and they're like just waiting to get back? That's not how I want to live. That's not what I built it for. Because that vision of success that you have as a kid or just growing up and like you put it for yourself, like, okay, I want to be like it's palm trees and the beach and smiles and family and sunsets and like great food and laughter. So I kind of went through a physics first approach on this, or just like how I view systems in general. And I found out, oh shit, the same rules that I use for business, I could use for my nervous system in life. And because we spend all this time like optimizing and engineering business, but I've never turned that inwards, or that at least that lens. So I started thinking about how to do this. So there's going to be stuff. We just have to agree systems are degraded by entropy. So those are the four variables, but there's entropy ripping that system apart at all times. And as it gets bigger, like there's going to be more shit in the air, more complexity, more moving pieces, and more stuff that's breaking. Refunds, login issues, people just confused about stuff, like not able to use your website, angry emails, employees confused about something, like some technology down, some server down, some news, some event. There's always going to be something. And that is not an excuse to not try to minimize it. So if we look at the four variables, like the first one is throughput. How much shit is allowed to hit my brain and my nervous system? Like our goal is to decrease the rate and how much total throughput actually gets into the system. So that means routing it to other places, right? If there is people, I can have take sales calls, or if there are AI systems that can just handle inbox management or VAs or SOPs, or literally just like having a contract written. So it's like not an ambiguous battle of do you deserve your refund or do you deserve, it's just done. It's just here it is. This is what is agreed to. Those are the ways that way, like it's just not getting through. And then you can't get everything to stop, right? But pretty much what you want to do is just take the load bearingness of yourself out of the equation and route it to systems. That's really my goal in a tangible way. I'm going to have really well written contracts. I'm going to have AI systems on schedules for inbox management, so I don't even see most of this shit. I'm going to have SOPs, and I'm probably going to get a VA, and then I want to get an onboarding manager to get me out of it even further, and more videos and training and stuff for the community, so then it's not coming to me, right? So that's phase one for throughput. Then the next thing is capacity as a person. That's where your ability to handle it is important. So that's like sleeping, saying no to lots of stuff, meditation, reading. If you could just increase your capacity to deal with stuff, and priming. I'm a huge believer in priming. I know there's a lot of like rah, like, ooh, you just do the work. Like, cool. But I've done both. I've lived both lives. And like the truth's somewhere in the middle. Like you probably should be grateful to start the day. You should probably list out the things that you like to do and prime yourself, because then that shapes the outcomes for the rest of the day. And like, it's very obvious, like priming exists. You are Like, if you are a cognitive being, you're being exposed to information and stimulus all day, every day, and someone's priming you, someone's brainwashing you. I just want to choose that person to be me to start the day. And then saying no to as much stuff as possible. Like, you need a maximum capacity, you need to route that. And that way, your ability, like your sleep, your health, your working out, your mental, your ability to unplug, your ability to rest, that increases your work capacity. And then the next one is like unit value. So kind of goes both ways. One is if it's not that valuable, like if it isn't $8,000 worth of a problem or $4,000, it's gone. Like, I can't do everything. As much as like we like to say that about people and ourselves, there are 24 hours in a day. I need to sleep 8 of them. And if I don't, there's severe and immediate consequences to not. So that's what I'm thinking through is, okay, how do I increase my capacity? Then the next one is unit value. So again, like how much stuff worth? And then a unit value as a percentage of the total system, meaning if I just get more sales, then like one sale blowing up won't be a crisis, because if I have 2 sales a month and one of them is like an escalation or I need to be there or they need extra coaching, it feels like half my business is on fire. But if I have 20 sales and one, that's okay. That's 5% of the business. It becomes less scary. So that's the idea, is just get more sales and then not work on anything that isn't literally worth $4,000 to $8,000. That's pretty much where I'm at. And then efficiency. So how well do you handle that stuff? That's just speed and decision-making frameworks for stuff. And I think that kind of falls in the category, but like just being faster about stuff. And my thing now, I think the decision-making framework I'm going to come from is not in a micro level, but if a whole week or 2 goes by and I notice I'm just completely in a reactive state and all the progress that is occurring is due to me being scared or angry or stressed or anxious, I'm done. I'm going to put myself in timeout, because like there's no law of physics that says this should be painful to succeed. And in fact, the evidence is the contrary. The most progress I made was when I was completely obsessed and in love with what I was doing. And then this is just a lagging indicator, because I worked 16 hours a day every single day in love with what I was doing. And then now it looks like, hey, the grinding that you're doing is the reason you had the 100K a month. It's like, no, what happened is you were having fun, you were working voluntarily, and you had the option to do it, not the obligation. The lagging indicator showed the success. And then now you're like, oh, I got to get serious. And then you got serious and you took the fun away. So yeah, if I start coming from that place in a chronic level, then that's when it's like, all right, we're going to pump the brakes. Now, day to day, I'm under no illusion that there's going to be stuff that is going to be hard and I don't want to do, that will stress me out, that is anxiety provoking, and I just have to do it. But I'm just saying as a macro level trend where it's okay, you're like 3 weeks into this pattern of just like, you're having trouble sleeping, dude. That's not normal. So that's how I'm going to approach it. Those 4 levers is, if I can decrease the amount of contact and throughput that I'm having get to me, and I'm able to make it mean less by just doing more, and I'm able to just get out and put myself in timeout if I'm in that macro level trend, and then also just like really take care of the machine and the capacity, then yeah, like I think life gets cooler and I just make decisions based off of what matters. Because full transparency, like the first deal for the closer that I had, that I was like, oh, that was an escalation. Like I ended up refunding the guy, even though like terms were bulletproof. He did nothing. He was a bad fit from the jump. Like it was an ironclad, airtight contract. There was no ambiguity about any of this. Like it was just a case of buyer's remorse and failure to implement any of the advice. And it's, I could fight this. I could, yes, and I could win. But that's what I was thinking, is like, dude, why are these numbers to hit important to me? Like at the 100K a month, I've just made the decision that the 100K a month and this $1 million a month series or whatever isn't for me. It's a recruiting tactic. There you go. There's my hand. Like when I talk about 100K months, it's for my employees to get excited. Like when I talk about $1 million visions, it's for them. To be honest, I don't care that if I refund this dude and I'm at 92,000 for the month instead of the 100,000 in the next couple of days. Like what difference does that make in my life? I'm just hurting myself, getting dragged into something that, like, for what? To hit a number that I'm going to hit anyways? It's not for me. And once I realized that, like all the numbers and the projections and the vision stuff, that's for the employees, dude. And I'm just trying to steal it from the Elisa Yu, or that Olympian chick, where she's just, every moment you're doing this, you're gaining something. And I didn't understand what she was saying at first, but I think what it is, you're gaining the experience. Like I get to be an Olympian that pulls up and has this thing. I'm gaining this experience. I get to do this. I get to be an entrepreneur. I get to be a business owner. I get to do this. And I don't need to win or lose because it's all fake. Win what? Like, it's like a state border. There's no, like, you go there, there's no line. What is a month? Where does it, like, where is it? Show me. You know what I mean? So, like, the difference between hitting it on May 31st or like June 12th or whatever, it's like, it's for them and not for me. And I'm just not willing to put these arbitrary things. Because what I noticed, and this is the overall macro pattern, is you start to do something like this, right? For instance, hey, I'm just going to vlog what I'm doing and document the process. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, now I need to film every day. And then you're like, I need to post every day and I need to like edit. And you're like, dude, what happened to just, this was just a side activity. And then now you've turned it into some sort of mission. Like they went from pull motivation where I'm going to voluntarily just do stuff to push where it's like, you have to do it. And it served me and it's made me successful, obviously, up until this point. I just have a hunch that it's not necessary. Like, I think you can do stuff that is hard and enjoy the hard stuff that you're doing. Because I did that. Like, I worked harder than I ever worked and I was enjoying it. So, and then also just a weird side note here, but like, I think the gratitude stuff that we do every single day, or like just waking up and going like, okay, like priming, it's actually good because then if you start listing out every single day all the things that you like about life, then you could just optimize for more of that. Then you can increase the throughput of the system of those things, right? You're like, I like slow mornings. Why are you not doing that then? If you like slow mornings, why are you like waking up to eviscerate your brain with emails? Or it's, I like sunshine. It's like, move. Set up a way that you can get more sun. Or, oh, I like going on walks. It's okay. You should block that into your calendar. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like we just lose sight of that because of some stupid number, because the difference between 94 and $102,000 over the course of the next week or so is whatever. And I think that was a huge milestone because I refunded that guy knowing, damn, I might just fall short of the $100,000 month just because I refunded him. And I don't care. It's not for me. And honestly, I'll just tell the people the truth. I'll just be like, hey, we hit it. Gross revenue. It's for them. It's not for me at this point. So those are the thoughts rattling in my brain. I actually have a call in 2 minutes that I should have prepared for, so we'll see how that goes. I'll catch you guys in the next one.